Mr. Jeffrey Barrientos. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our National University Archipelago Builders. Let's begin with their jersey number 3, Ahmad Fajani Abdul. At number 12, Renzel Tagibolos. Wearing jersey number 14, Edgar Christian Floresca. Number 17, Leo Priolo Ordiales. Number 21, Jan Lianfred Abanilla. And number 24, Mac Arvin Bandola. Starting libero is also their game captain, number 15, Marco Eli Maclang. And sitting in as head coach, Mr. Raymond Franza. Presenting our Santa Rosa City Lions. Team captain wears jersey number 9, Ezekiel Harvey Quezada. At number 1, Uriel Mendoza. Wearing jersey number 3, Jericho Adahar. Number 5, Henry Sarigil Bakil. Number 6, Axel Van Book. Number 7, Gabriel G. Magsino. Starting libero is number 15, Aljun Centeno. Head coach, Mr. Edward Jan, Coach Edu Lirio.
Take a look at the starting lineups here for both these teams. The starting 6. Let's start off first with the NU Archipelago Builders. A couple of players here coming in after not playing last time around. Of course, that is AJ Abdul in particular, number 3, who will be starting here for NU, trying to get their second wing of the conference. And after getting their first one against Army last time around, ito naman sa kabila, Santa Rosa City Lions, a familiar 6 here for Santa Rosa, trying to build a little bit more consistency. They've gotten so close, yet so far, so many times. Let's see whether or not that will be the case here again today. NU against Santa Rosa, 2 of the youngest teams here in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. Don't be surprised if you see their names in the future, either on national team pools, maybe in bigger teams. But then this is where it begins for them, and this is where it begins for us in this matchup between NU and Santa Rosa. NU will get us going first here, and that's a point straight away to Santa Rosa. Not quite the start that my build-up gave.
Well, that was a good build-up, no? But, you know, for NU, you know that they have a goal. That's why they're here. You said it earlier, Team B, and you want to get, I'm sure Coach Dante wants to get them experience. So he's trying to put different players in and get exposure.
So Coach Raymond Farza is actually taking over here for Coach Dante. Again, a lot of duties here, and I think they'll like this one. Let's take a look at this again.
That's a great combination play, and that's one thing we're going to see for years to come for this young NU team.
And of course, NU, again, just trying to build on, go on strength to strength, and a lot of these players are pushing, are building for a hopeful spot in their Team A. Again, this is their developmental team. And grabe, developmental team, pero dito naglalaro sa Open Conference. And the blocking getting the job done there for NU. So apart from that first error, they got off to a much better start here.
Well, we did talk about the strengths of both teams. We did say it's the blocking clearly for both teams. So we know that the coverage, the block coverage has to work double time.
Same now long, and Santa Rosa will tie it up 2 apiece. At para sa Santa Rosa naman, so far have yet to get a point here out of their own effort. All of the points given to them were due to an error.
Service errors at that. 2 service errors now for NU.
Bakil off his 22-point game last time around, and again the point will go Santa Rosa's way. All of them given by NU still.
Yes. So NU's got to check their errors. You know, we did talk about their strengths. One of the weakness, obviously, to start this match are the errors. Already 3 on the side of NU. They have to check that.
Remember, Santa Rosa in their last game against Iloilo won the first 2 frames and ended up losing the last 3. They want to have that same strong start, but then learn and how to finish games at that one. NU striking back to tie it up 3 apiece.
That's so clear after that loss, talking about Santa Rosa. I mean, you said it right, Paolo. It's really how they finish a game, how they close a game, and they will learn. Again, you said a very young team. They look really good. They look promising, and we're just excited for their future conferences.
Tagibolos with the serve. And trying to brush that off the blockers, but the point is awarded to NU.
You see the respect Santa Rosa has for the blocking of NU. He saw those arms. He tried to elude it, but hit it wide.
Tagibolos still on the service line here. Tagibolos last time around with 11 points. And that one just sneaks in. So Santa Rosa with a block touch. Rather, so check ball. So let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, Quesada did ask for that. He knew it was checked. And the first referee, Joy, the Imos, actually changed her call or overruled the call.
That was Quesada with the serve. Torresca setting that up. And a net touch there again, Santa Rosa. So let's see. Remember, we do have a challenge system here. So let's see whether or not they will be liberal with using it. There have been a few teams here na kahit second point pa lang, gagamitan nila ng challenge.
Yeah. Well, so far, both teams trying to, feel the game. No challenges yet.
Miscommunication there as Abdul gets the point off the ace.
Well, finally, you see a service ace on the side of NU after a couple of service errors. And you're right, miscommunication. You have to check your defensive pattern. Talking about Santa Rosa.
Good serve again. But what a reply.
That was Axel Bok. We've seen him throughout the conference and his journey, his improvement. I mean, he can just get better and better.
Well, he read that like a book. He goes with the serve again. 6-5, still in favor of NU. And Abdul, who did not play last time around, has been scoring well here for NU.
Just a little bit of off speed there on the side of Abdul. Look at that. And that made all the difference.
AJ Abdul able to get that down.
Well, good start on the side of NU.
To both teams. And as syempre sinabi mo, it goes straight to the net.
Well, how many service errors has NU committed already here in the first set?
Well, they have been serving with power. They have been going for it, but then, it is a hit or miss. Zoresco the setup and play that really quick. 8-6 right now. 3 service errors for NU haven't hindered them from going into the first technical timeout with the lead. We'll be right back.
Sabi ko sa inyo, kahit di naman ace, basta ma-target lang natin. Tapos kunin natin sa block.
Paco Arena for the 2023 Spikers Turf Open Conference. My name is Mika Abesamis. Now, Coach Edu Lirio and I did not talk much about this game or their last game on Sunday against VNS. He just talked to me about how this conference served as the spark to his eagerness to coach again. Being a champion coach in the Palarong Pambansa, he thought that was enough for his career. But joining the Spikers Turf made him realize that he could actually do more. Even the players are more hyped up for the next conference. Really something to look forward to. Now, for this game, though, no Deostan, who is now with a corporate job. No Eric Santeleses, who is now the head coach of the Perpetual High School boys. And this is really the struggle for Coach Edu. Young boys still building their careers and not necessarily volleyball. Pao Narin.
Thank you very much, Mika. And you can only imagine the challenge with regards to dealing with all this youth. for this Santa Rosa group.
And the movements,
Yeah.
you know, could be the coaching staff movements, organizational movements.
Yeah.
These are the challenges really that Coach Lirio has to deal with. And all the coaches actually, for that matter.
You know, for those wondering, you know, speaking of player movements and coaching movements and all of that, for those wondering kung bakit iba yung mga starters ng NU, itong si Joseph Bello and Brian Jaleco, their setter and outside hitter, are not in the lineup because they are in the NU UAAP
Yeah.
lineup. So that's why the few changes here. But of course, syempre, if you're part of this NU squad, to take a look at this hit, you need to take advantage of all of the moments afforded to you, especially here in Spikers Turf.
I love the commitment NU has for Spikers Turf, because even if there's UAP, they were able to field a team, right?
Yeah.
And then a bit of changes. Some in the UAP, some will play here, some will come back here. But it's their commitment to supporting men's volleyball.
Another look at that. 9-all so far between NU and Santa Rosa. Good battle we have here. Very nip and tuck as NU could not get into it. A bit of a misreception there as Santa Rosa take the lead by 1.
Yeah, great serve there. And we always say you have to, you know, go down, get down. You don't want to try to receive sideways or be jumping for the ball.
Better reception there. Floresco with the setup.
Ooh.
Great dig as we keep on going here. NU could not get past the blockers. Santa Rosa holding strong. The tap, and unfortunately that took a bounce before they got a hand to it. Yoyong Mendoza unable to get to it first.
Yeah, sorry, miscue there between De Feria and Mendoza, because it was gettable. It was slow, but then it's really the communication.
First to the ball there, and the point though will go to Santa Rosa, overreach, I believe.
Well, because he is a very tall player, Tagibulos, yeah, he did cross Santa Rosa's airspace there.
Just a 1-point lead here of Santa Rosa. Remember, Santa Rosa are a bit notorious here in Spikers Turf for having 5 setters. Let's see whether or not that will be the case here, because right now there's very little separating these two young squads. Was there a check? No, says the referee. So the point will go to NU, and we're tied up at 11 apiece.
Will there be a challenge? Yes. First challenge of the day.
First challenge of the day, again, off the block. Again, it took a while for any decision to be made. That's how close it looked like, at least in real time. Fortunately, though, we have the video review system here. And every point does matter, especially with just how tight this matchup is between these two. But, you know, the nice thing about watching young players is that they're always excited. Walang tamad.
Yeah.
They'll always be moving.
Well, you know, if they're just enjoying themselves and just take the pressure off of their heads, yeah, I mean, they're just in here to have fun.
Let's take a look at that again, and ooh, there was a block touch. You can see the fingers move there. So that will be a successful challenge in the favor of Santa Rosa.
Yeah, well, we did see the approach, the follow-through. We knew he was targeting the hands.
Yeah.
That was his main goal, to hit it off the hands.
Henry Bakil on the service line again for Santa Rosa. They lead by 2 here. Again, Bakil coming off his best performance in the conference so far, 22 points against Iloilo. Tap from the wing, and the floor defense of Santa Rosa has been on and off here so far.
Yeah, the problem was there were no blockers there, and that kind of confused the floor defense or the backcourt defense of Santa Rosa, because normally, like in practice, you get your cue from the blockers. So when they don't go to block, it's like they don't know what to do.
Tagibulos with serve. Oh, that was hit with a lot of venom. Quesada getting the point in. He watched it all the way until it reached the bleachers.
Well, you saw his leap, you saw the follow-through. Great set, though, one-on-one, and he gets the point.
But there are a few hits that you know the player enjoyed talaga. I mean, like you watch it.
Well, the adrenaline's still there. The spirits are high from that hit.
And because of that, it gets sent the other way.
Yes.
Abdul on the service line here for NU, again coming into the starting 6. And a net touch on Magsino.
Yeah, that connection, no, miscue also on the part of Santa Rosa.
I wonder what goes through these players' minds knowing that, okay, maka-8 na natin yung katapat natin. Because normally, they play against grown men.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the mentality does change as a service error gives the lead back to Santa Rosa.
Well, normally, if you play against your contemporary in terms of age, you always feel, kaya natin to. They're also young. They know not much experience under their belt.
Well, that was a fourth service error, by the way, of NU. Floresca setting that up to the wing, and the push across is there. That's Mendoza.
Oh!
Well, that looks like a net touch, I believe, as NU give the point back. So, you talk about having to keep your game clean, having to avoid the errors. And here's another one there, just with the arm. And the point will go, by the way, to Santa Rosa. We missed it, but it was an ace there. So Santa Rosa up by 3 against an NU team that has been flailing in terms of errors so far. Misreception here, just unable to control that again from Maklang. And when we return, it's the second technical timeout. Welcome back to the Paco Arena for your Spikers Turf. Santa Rosa leading NU by 3 here. NU, their errors have been a problem, and said that, okay, you know what, Santa Rosa can't commit errors also. You see that? 2-point lead still though for Santa Rosa.
Well, you said it. NU really, a couple of service errors, 4 service errors like you said. So that's one thing they have to check, because it is just a 2-point game.
Mendoza hit that a bit too hard, and the first official here will have to have a few conversations trying to make sure that the point goes the right way.
But it's not as if Santa Rosa actually complained of the non-call, the block touch call, but I think first referee Joy De Imus kind of thought that there was, and clarifying.
Right now, conversations are done. We're going to wait to see who the point is awarded to. And will be in favor of NU.
After conferring with the lines judges and the second referee, nobody saw a touch.
Yeah. Macbandola, 18 points last time around on the service line here for NU, trying to add on a few more.
Oh, good serve.
That was a booming serve, and good blocking there from NU. Still alive though, as Mendoza tried to get that off the blockers, but it stays in favor of NU.
Well, young Mendoza kind of struggling here in this first set at least. The first set hitting error, we saw his shoulder pretty low than normal, and then this time he gets blocked.
19 points last time around, talking about young Mendoza. Bandola again, what a cannon for an arm as Mendoza finally gets it through.
Did you say cannon? That was one from Mendoza.
Both of them have big berthas for arms. As we take a look at this again, Mendoza skying up. Maklang got to it, but couldn't really lift it high enough.
Yeah, and to think that's a 3-man block.
Well, they probably need another one as we take a look at that. What a battle here between these two. Very nip and tuck, and it looks like there will be a review here on a net touch violation courtesy of Santa Rosa. Again, I did mention that there are teams here that are not afraid to use their challenges. They will chuck them out like cards. So again, Santa Rosa, definitely one of those teams. We see Coach Ed talking to his wards here. And you know, you look at them and you realize that they are children, that they are young, that they have a lot to learn. And let's see whether or not this net touch is definitely there. And ooh.
Good call by Santa Rosa. It was the players who said it's a net touch. Coach, you got to challenge that.
Good challenge there. Santa Rosa will take the point. Now lead by 2. Again, so nip and tuck. Very, very little separating these two. And you have to feel that if you're NU or you're an NU fan, the errors have been giving too many points to Santa Rosa here.
Yeah.
And as I say that, okay, here's something that no one can deny.
Well, making up for the errors there. But you're right, you know, NU really, can you imagine if they can just check? Let's just service errors at that, not the others. They would be ahead in this match.
Let's see whether or not they heard you here. What a serve again. That stays in. They go to one wing, and the blocking does its job. Floresca has a chance to set this up from the back row. That just sinks in.
Well, you can see the offense right now of NU flowing better than the way they started the set.
Another look at that. Floresca with the setup. And just sneaking in down the line. 18 all here.
Well, they are evenly matched. Both young teams, both very aggressive. I think we're in for a long haul.
And another service error goes the way of Santa Rosa. So 5 now against NU. And you take away those 5 service errors, and they would be comfortably ahead.
Comfortably, yes. Well, if you're Santa Rosa, though, you got to take advantage of these errors. You're just ahead by 1.
Again, you've been given the gift. Might as well take it. Better floor defense there coming from Santa Rosa. That is Quesada, and Quesada unable to sneak that in, unable to keep that in. So NU had the chance here to serve once again and say, you're talking too much about our service errors. Another look at that as Quesada probably tried to brush that off the blockers.
Well, we did say Santa Rosa's got to take advantage, but they're not. You know, they're committing their share of errors.
Quesada. And Quesada found the angle.
Boy, you like the way they make up for their errors. You know, they're just so excited to, you know, show their fans what they're made of. Look at this. After hitting air, look at that angle.
Well, that's what you get when you have youth on your side. You feel like you can always make up for it. As that one brushed off the blockers, Abdul making the most of its chance here.
I actually thought it was overset, but Abdul is is he a lefty?
It looks like it based on that. If not, that was very impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Bakil down the middle, able to pull another one back. So 1 point lead here for Santa Rosa as we take a look at that once more.
That was a perfect set by Adahar there.
Baldos coming in the game here for Santa Rosa. Designated service specialist.
Well, if you remember in last year's conference, he was the setter for Santa Rosa and did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Floresca with the setup. And the blocking from Maxino, unable to really slow that down, so we're tied up at 21 all.
Well, you like the challenges at the net. You like the sets, getting the middles involved. So far, the middles have been successful for both sides at that. So, yeah, why not go to that?
Tagibolos on the service line, trying to give the lead back to NU. But Santa Rosa have other things in mind. Good defense at the net there for NU. Book this time, and Book unable to keep that in.
Another error on the side of Santa Rosa, tying this set.
And there is a net touch challenge here for Santa Rosa. Santa Rosa have actually been using their challenge as well. They've won 2 points already so far. They're 2 of 2. Let's see if they can go 3 of 3.
Well, I didn't see that net touch, so probably they saw it.
Again, You're closer to the net. They'll probably have a better view. But we'll see. We'll see. As the challenge system is being spooled up here, and you have yet to use a challenge. Well, to be completely frank, most of the things that they would like to contest are really each other's services.
Yeah.
As we take a look at this again, is there a touch here? Ooh. Oh my goodness, that is closer than I realized. And yes, there was a net touch. We did not see it, Noreen. But the Santa Rosa City Lions, are they Lions or are they Eagles? Because that was eagle-eyed.
Well, there's one thing I can say. They are observant.
Oh my goodness.
The slightest of net touches. Oh, wow.
Millimeters. Like, it was close to it. They almost got away with it, talking about NU. And the push there sees Santa Rosa up their lead to 2, 23-21. And it's literally the fine margins here, Noreen, that have seen Santa Rosa go up by 2. A quick timeout, let's listen in.
Uy, lagyan nyo naman ng spacing para makaano si Christian. Huwag mo pilitin. Huwag pilit mo eh. Basta pag may spacing dito. Diba, 1, tsaka 2 tayo. Naintindihan. Dahan-dahan yung receive. Dalawa lang naman yan. Kaya pa naman yan. Kaya mag-bulin yan. Kaya pa naman yan. Go. Huwag pilitin lang dyan.
Well, they wanted just spacing here, and they felt that they are forcing things too much here, talking about NU. Did you see that, Noreen?
Yeah, well, obviously, their defense did not adjust when the drop came for Book. You saw that very slow to react. So you need spacing so as, the liberos can do their hard work.
Now it's Joshua Camagan here on the service line for Santa Rosa, coming in just to serve.
Good serve.
Abdul, the blocking again. Mendoza and Maxino combining to shut the door, and now they're 1 point away from claiming the first frame.
You have to see this again. Look at the way Mendoza soared for that.
As we take a look at another quick timeout here, let's listen in once more.
Nandun na yun. Kalo, tumigil. Nagkakaintindihan na tayo eh. Spacing mo na. Sige. Ayan, 3 lang naman yan. Basta pag may ganung pagkakataon, apply lang natin yung sistema natin. Yun lang naman eh. Naintindihan? So, 3 lang. Pag sino mag-serve? Pag
Sige na, Jay.
Service mo ha.
Go tayo, tol. Last breaker ulit!
Laruin lang natin.
Well, back-to-back timeouts here, and NU, they wanted to address a few issues. They weren't addressed, and let's see if second time's a charm here in terms of making sure that the spacing is there.
What I'd like to say really is the difference a good challenge makes. You see Santa Rosa, they got the momentum because of the challenge headed towards the latter part of the set.
Camagan sends that long. Unfortunately, he won't be saying come again. Time out here. Let's listen in this time to Santa Rosa.
Please, Spikers, pag-iwa-hiwalayin mo na. Maliwanag, isang magandang receive, nandiyan ka, iyo.
Overplay kasi kung
Ano nangyari sa atin? Tapos mag-isip, please. Last one.
Pre, isang
Last one. Huwag na natin pakaulan. Isang magandang pasa, isip mo, pag-iwa-hiwalayin. Gawin yung responsibilidad. Di ba? Mukhang ikaw yung papalo. Kahit hindi sa ibibigay. Mukhang ikaw yung papalo.
Basta commit, tara.
Ha? Wala, inesera tayo. Go!
Well, just one more. That is the plea here for Santa Rosa. Well, to be completely frank, they haven't looked under pressure in the past few points. Apart from that error, it could have been a lot different.
Yeah. Well, I think really, the main goal of that timeout is to remind the kids one last play.
To focus, to keep on going. And that was a headed save from Maxino, and no one really took claim to it. It was a comedy of errors.
It was. But wasted opportunity on the side of Santa Rosa, especially coming off that timeout.
It hit Maxino's head, and he thought that I don't know. Maybe he thought he couldn't get any more. I'm not sure. Mendoza sends out long, and all of a sudden we have an extended frame here. Santa Rosa had 3 or 4 opportunities to take the set away, but then talk about the youthfulness of this team coming to the fore, unable to put NU away.
2 straight errors on the side of Santa Rosa. I mean, even Mendoza, you know, he's such a great hitter. Didn't even contest that there was a block touch.
Mendoza again, and Mendoza saying, let me take one back.
Let me make up for my previous error.
Yo-Yo Mendoza went up with that one, hit that with so much venom and intent.
Yeah, you saw that slow-mo. He really went for it. It's so pretty to see.
Almost an ace there. Almost got help from the tape, but then finally Santa Rosa slammed the door shut. 26-24 to claim frame number 1 against the NU squad. As we take a look at that again. So what a save first, a pancake save there, but then the blocking of Santa Rosa getting the better there of Bandola. So when we return, we'll have the second frame. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're still watching Spikers Turf here at the Paco Arena. 26-24 in favor of Santa Rosa for set number 1. Noreen, you know, this is exactly what we expected. A lot of energy, a lot of youthfulness, a lot of really bravery between these two. But then you can see that there are so many ways these two teams could improve as the game goes on.
Well, all we have to say really was it was a set plagued by errors. And for both sides, for both teams for that matter, we started out the set, we saw it. NU, a couple of service errors, and then Santa Rosa just kept piling up their errors as well. They look like still, no? They're evenly matched teams. They're neck and neck. And at the end, it was just 2 points, 26-24 off, like we were talking off the air, weird sequence of events to end that set. Look at the numbers. We talked about the errors. Those are really the eyesores. 10 apiece. That's a lot. And when you look at the attacks, it's just 12 and 11. So really, the errors and the attacks are pretty much even. But the one attack and the one service ace of Santa Rosa made all the difference. Those are the 2 points for the 26-24 for you.
You know, you take a look at that and you have to feel that the team that cleans up their game the most will be the team that takes this frame.
Yeah.
So let's see whether or not that'll be the case. We'll save that from Maclang as an answer here for Santa Rosa, getting their first point off an attack.
And that was Bakil. We did say, you know, in the first set, when you activate your middles, they've been successful. So look at that, just a one-on-one and an iffy block at that. So you want to go more to your middles, but of course, that'll stem from good passing.
And that will be going NU's way, overreaching. So for Santa Rosa, they were able to really feast on the fact that NU had a lot of service errors, and take a look at that overreaching violation. A lot of service errors in the first frame. This time around, though, let's see whether or not NU can contain that. And the blocking, this time activated by NU, scored the first block point of the frame.
Well, that set was really read well by NU. Look at that, the three-man block. No way. You see, no way that ball's gonna go through.
I have never seen a ball that covered here in quite some time. The setup here, looking for Bandola. Bandola got the angle, but didn't have the power in it. And the soft touch sends it the other way, but we're still alive here. Bandola just pushing it across. And Quesada tried to find that angle, but then it was closer to me than it was the actual court of NU.
Well, it goes to show what good blocking can do for you. We always say after he got stuffed earlier, he saw the blockers, he tried to change his angle, and that was buried into the net.
The nudge, still alive here, sent the other way. Free ball for NU to deal with. Who do they look for? They go back to Bandola, and Bandola hit that down.
Well, we did talk about him in our pregame, a guy who has scored 31 points against Air Force. I mean, that's the most output from any player here in this conference. He was silent in the first set, so if you're NU, you want to get him going.
Good defense there coming from NU. They go back to Bandola, and Bandola has been feeling it, but that time unable to really hit the mark like he wanted to. The blocking, though, is there. Taquibolos and Bandola were there, but I'm not quite sure if he even crossed the tape.
Well, from our angle, it seemed like it didn't cross the tape, but you love the blocking right now of NU.
Yeah, it did not cross the tape there, so just a bit too low.
Yeah.
Talking about Santa Rosa, who have started this set very slowly.
Well, they're struggling in terms of first ball, first pass.
Better defense here from NU. Feels like they've woken up here, talking about NU. They go back to the wing, and that time it got in between the blockers and the net. Quesada finally getting his way.
Yeah, making up for the two. One, the block, then the error. Then you like his attitude, right? We talked about Santa Rosa needing a leader. He's trying to be the leader of the team.
Bandola again. And that time the blocking. Bok and Bakil combining. I believe that point will go to Bakil.
Yeah, looked like Bakil got a hand in that. Yeah, the cross scored. So you like the blocking actually of both teams here in the second set. Ooh.
Service error there for Santa Rosa. Well, credit to NU. Service errors haven't been a problem for them here so far. As Santa Rosa will, I believe, get the first one for the frame.
Well, good start here for NU. That's what you want. You know, after that first set in which it could have gone either way.
Yeah. Ribolos here to serve. At kakasabi ko lang that they've been taking care of the service errors, but then NU on cue gets a service error.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't commenting
Yeah, I know.
on anything.
Kuryente ka na eh. Now it's my turn. So.
Yeah. Oh, good serve.
Ordiales. And Ordiales making up for a service error a while ago for his team. Let's take a look at that again.
Great connection there. Again, the middles, very effective thus far.
Well, it feels like there is where the difference will be between these two. Good reception there. And better blocking coming from Ordiales.
Boy, the middle of NU working double time here.
Timeout on the floor here. First technical timeout, rather. So take a look at Ordiales' block here. I believe that will go to Bandola instead. But either way, block point for NU. We'll be right back.
Paco Arena for your 2023 Spikers Turf Open Conference. My name is Mika Abesamis. Now, that game against the Philippine Army was everything for NU, according to Coach Dante Alinsunurin. That game was basically their claim to fame in this conference, which leads to how Coach Dante expressed how he thinks this conference was just right for his expectations. Patience is key, sabi niya. For him, the main goal really is how the boys would be able to multitask. The Spikers Turf is usually alongside other leagues, and the players must accept it, no excuses. Now, in terms of the errors Noreen talked about earlier, he thinks they gave away points that were actually theirs in the first set, so they gotta be more aware here in the second. Pao and Noreen.
Thank you very much, Mika, as we take a look at the point there going to NU, 9-5 right now. Good start for them here. And you talk about multitasking. You know, I don't think people realize how hard it is to play in multiple competitions, prepare for multiple competitions, and you know, a lot of things are going through your head, I'm sure. As a serve there from Mac Bandola, it's an ace. It sinks in right at the right time.
Yeah, he's making his presence felt here in the second set, talking about Bandola. But you're right, you know, multiple teams, multitasking. It is difficult, but it's a choice you made, so you have to live up.
Ginusto mo to.
Exactly.
In other words.
Exactly.
So 5 aces last time around for Mac Bandola, and he'll be someone to watch out for. So the point there will go to NU, just a bit long. I wonder whether or not they're going to challenge this. Or just a substitution here, as another Mendoza is going to check in here for Santa Rosa. We'll take a look at that again.
Yeah, they're not going to challenge. They didn't even react.
Yeah.
But the offense right now of Santa Rosa obviously struggling. They can't seem to get a great connection.
And the point there will go to Santa Rosa, and you have to feel like, okay, I got an ace already. So, may nakabangko na ako in terms of like, oh, but no.
But NU, they have to be careful, although you have a pretty comfortable lead at 5 points.
Again, Santa Rosa, they have been flailing about here in the second set. Haven't been as focused as they were in the first, which was really nip and tuck between the two.
And you would think after that loss against the Navigators, we did talk about in the pregame, they were ahead 2 sets. Then they lost the succeeding 3. They would have learned by now that, you know, you need to finish the game, whether in 3 or in 4 and 5. You need to learn to finish it.
And what a way to answer, as Mendoza, Lyric Mendoza, coming in first time and finishing with his first contribution to the game.
You like that substitution and that set by Adahar, because you're trying to get him his confidence.
Jose Mendoza didn't even play in the last game. Oh, what a save there as the ball is pushed across by Bandola. Bit of a scramble here, and the blocking unable to stay in here for NU as Santa Rosa. Notch a couple of back-to-back points here.
And this one was you know, a miss overset receive.
Yeah.
But yeah, Young Mendoza gets the point.
Oh, Bandola from the back. Hit so hard, it hit the wall on the other side.
Boy, this is the future of NU. NU's volleyball program. You're going to see him play in the UAAP for sure.
Again, folks, take notes about the guys that you're seeing here today. Maybe hearing about them for a very long time. And hard with the setup, pushed across. Floresca saving it. Hernandez, who does he give it to? Going across, great defense there coming from Santa Rosa. Can they keep this alive? No, they can't. Even the guys on the side that had to make way.
Yeah, you love that about Young Mendoza. That was obviously an out-of-system play. But Mendoza just took it as a regular set and went for it.
Young Mendoza on the service line here. 5 points already from 4 attacks. And what an answer there from Tagabolos, who now pushes the lead up 14-9.
You like the way they saved that ball. It looked like an overpass. But a little delay made all the difference. You saw Tagibolos, the hang time.
Tagibolos, good block again. Single block doing its job. 2 blockers this time. And 2 blockers unable to keep it in.
Well, Quesada, you know, has his highs and lows here in the second set, but what's important is he's trying to keep his team in step with NU, down by just 4.
Eko Aldahar with the serve. Tagliabolos again. And Tagliabolos keeps it in.
I like the different angles. You know, they're going to the middle, but different angles.
Ball in, ball out challenge here for Santa Rosa. And Santa Rosa, remember, a while ago, they were just so good at their challenges, practically saving 3 points. So let's see whether or not that will continue here, because the second set has not been a dream for them here. Santa Rosa, again, challenging the ball in, ball out, and it happened right in front of their bench. So they might have had the best angle on that. Let's take a look and see if they have a point. And
looks good.
Yeah, that does look good. That's definitely it. So I did mention things weren't going right here for Santa Rosa, and that continues even to the challenge. So they're going to be hoping that things will change here going into the second technical timeout instead on the floor.
Well, they have to pass better. Really talking about Santa Rosa. Like that.
Like that, yeah. Again, sometimes the commentator's curse is a dream instead.
Yeah.
15-11 as we take a look at that again. The good pass coming right up as you see that quick finish.
Again, you like that set by Aldahar because no blockers, really. That was a successful set.
Almost an ace there, but saved. Ordiales. Aldahar with the setup, and that's a net touch. Against Santa Rosa, it seems, so I believe there'll be another challenge.
No, it's because it's so busy at the net, and then they're just moving a lot. You're like actually confused, actually, who touched the net.
Though definitely there was a net touch, to the point that our floor director even screamed out, "Net touch!" And he's not part of the deciding body here.
Was he sure who touched the net?
Yeah. Well, let's see whether or not Santa Rosa have been, have been correct here in this particular decision, this particular net touch, or did NU really get to it? So take a look at that coming right up.
Well, they have to be correct, because if they lose this challenge, they will not have any more challenges.
Oh! Oh my goodness! It's so close.
Just a brush, right? It's brush.
They've been so on point with regards to that here.
And when they challenge, it's funny, the players are just laughing. It's not us, they're so sure.
Yeah. Because from our point of view, sometimes you understand it.
Yeah.
Back out to serve here. Down by 3. Talking about Santa Rosa. NU trying to send us to our second technical timeout. Bandola unable to do so. The angle just a bit too sharp.
Yeah, Bonilla there talking to Bandola. Bandola saying, one, just one, come on. Come on, let's get back.
There's a 2-point lead here. Bakil on the service line.
Good serve.
Bandola.
Ooh.
He hit that hard with a lot of mustard, but Bandola couldn't keep it down.
Well, of course, the nerves now setting in after that hitting error. Obviously, he wanted to make up for that. Just, a case of over-eager there. Oh.
Hit the tape, almost went through. Bandola still trying to get us our second technical timeout. Oh, but Mendoza, Lyric Mendoza there, right place, right time. The substitute. Talk about a high-impact sub here coming from Santa Rosa.
Yeah, and using his quickness at that. Look at this. Didn't even have to move back.
So I believe there's a challenge here right now. This time a net touch violation being challenged by NU. So let's see whether or not they have a point, if they are as eagle-eyed as the Lions.
Yeah, with those net touches, right?
Again, I refuse to even make a decision right now. Even an opinion, even have an opinion. I'd rather wait for the replay review. But a 1-point lead so far here for NU, 15-14. Feels like Santa Rosa have a bit of momentum. And let's take a look at that here. And is there anything? No, there is not. So, the point will still go Santa Rosa's way. Not quite the magic touch for NU.
Yeah. Well, Mendoza, we did say he used his quickness even to elude the net, to not touch the net. You saw how fast his hand was.
Tied ball game, 15-all. Santa Rosa have suddenly woken up here midway through set number 2. Ordiales.
Oh!
And we go into the second technical timeout with NU trailing Santa Rosa. As Santa Rosa had the lead 16-15. As we take a look at what happened there, and then that is clearly out, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still tuned in to the Spikers Turf 2023 Open Conference as the Santa Rosa City Lions have gone on a 5-0 run to overtake the NU Archipelago Volley Builders. It was 15-11 in favor of NU just a while ago, and all of a sudden 16-15 in favor of Santa Rosa at the moment.
That was quick. That was a quick charge by Santa Rosa.
Ooh, 17-15 now. And it's now a 6-0 run.
Well, you know, here in the second set, you thought NU had full control of their game, of the game actually, and then Santa Rosa just kept coming back, and now they're leading by 2.
You have to pay tribute to Lyric Mendoza as well, who made a big difference. And I believe it's Lyric Mendoza again who was able to get that block point. It's either Lyric or Quesada, but either way, my goodness, what an impact he's made. Not quite sure from that angle who got it, but still.
But it was a 2-man block. Oh.
And service error there finally ends the momentum, but that ends what was a 7-0 run in favor of Santa Rosa. They just took over here in set number 2.
And we have to credit Bakil with good serving. He was on giving NU problems with their first passes.
Oh, had to make something out of nothing there. Bandola.
Oh!
Oh my goodness. Mendoza and Bo combining there. Lyric Mendoza making them sing the right tune, and Bo bookending it.
Well, you know, we have to say, Mendoza is a commentary's dream.
That is absolutely true. And that was a great answer here coming from NU. They needed that point in a big way.
They did. And you're hoping with the way Abdul was able to kill it from the pipe, that's going to build their morale here in the second set. Or lift their morale.
Bandola, what a serve there. And Ordiales in combination with Floresca able to get that in.
Well, Santa Rosa right now, you have the lead. Obviously, you've established the momentum. You have to be careful with these errors.
And booming serves here for Mac Bandola. That's another booming one there.
Ooh.
And NU say, let us go on a run of our own, tying it up at 19-all.
Yeah, Ordiales all over that. Yeah, that was all him covering the cross court of Young Mendoza.
Mac Bandola. Again, what a serve there. And an error, so the lead goes back to NU. Yoyo Mendoza unable to push that across. Could be a bit low of set. Yeah, just a bit.
Well, he wanted to obviously brush it off the blockers. The execution was the problem.
Montemayor has checked in here for Santa Rosa as NU look to increase their lead. Bandola.
Wow.
What a serve. And sends that across there. Who do they look for? Abanilla.
Oh!
21-19 and Santa Rosa sue for time, and why not? NU. This dog pack has gone off to the races, and Abanilla getting control back to NU. Let's listen in.
Saka tayo magkaroon ng setup. Liwanag. Receive na yung maayos. Wala kasi tayo maayos na receive.
Tapang pre, kaya mo yan kasi di natapat sa akin.
Boys, konti na lang Dalawa lang. Kaya natin yan, kahit anong striking, kahit anong mangyari, kunin nyo itong puntos na to. Liwanag, kahit anong mangyari.
Tataas na yun.
Tara.
Tataas na.
Well, Santa Rosa definitely needed that timeout just to pour some cold water on that run from NU. But then what a turnaround here. It feels like in that first frame, it was all about who had the fortitude. It was back and forth, back and forth. And here, it is a game of runs so far as Bandola is back on the service line.
It has been a game of spurts, you're right. But you like the attitude of this very young NU squad. Oh!
And sends that just wide there. And maybe that timeout did ice Bandola because Bandola was so good. 3 service errors already for NU here. 3 also for Santa Rosa. They did match it. So NU improving a bit in that department. But of course, frame is not done. Abanilla scored just a while ago. Nothing there that time around. Santa Rosa trying to tie it. But then the blocking is all there, all over the place here for NU.
Again, you like the way NU read that, you know. Santa Rosa being too predictable there. 3-man block, although it looked like it didn't cross.
Yeah.
But either or, there was a 3-man block established already on Montemayor.
Even if it did cross, there were just too many people there. And another service error. Service error number 4 now. Just 1 away here for matching their first set total in terms of service error, talking about NU.
Yeah, and you know, crucial moments towards the end of the second set. You don't want to be committing these service errors, obviously.
From the back row, hitting the tape, and the point will go the other way. So they are saying that there was a touch, talking about NU, but then the point will go to Santa Rosa. No challenge, though.
I think it clipped the antenna more than anything.
Yeah. So quick timeout, let's listen in.
Service, maganda receive ha. Ngayon pre, paso. Ano tayo, kasi nandito naman yung maliit. Yung si Spy, si Jam kasi pre. Ha? Ngayon, kapag medyo dumikit yung dumikit yung set ni Floresca, huwag kayo masyadong sumugod dito. Dito may one isa. Okay. Ha? Naintindihan. Ngayon, pag binigay, gawa nyo lang. Go, patay. Patay ka, pre! Go! Man, you!
22 all here between NU and Santa Rosa, 2 of the youngest and most exciting teams here in the Spikers turf. So much energy, so much to be excited about with regards to the young talent here on show. NU parading a different 6 here compared to what we're normally used to, with 2 of their players suiting up in the UAAP, and Santa Rosa with a bit more familiarity. Can they get over NU?
Well, it is close here in the second set. Go!
Tagibolos able to push that across. It felt like he spun 360 degrees to be able to get that one.
Well, obviously Santa Rosa slow to react. You know, when it was lifted, you could sense that Tagibolos is going to go for that. No challenge whatsoever from Santa Rosa.
Floresca on the service line. 2 points away from claiming the frame and evening it all up.
Wow.
And Montemayor, what a hit there from him.
And coming off the bench, you know, first maybe a hitting error, maybe blocked. But here he makes up for that. Faced with blockers there, he still gets the point.
Montemayor had 3 points last time around, and another service error here. And the grunt from Noreen says that is so frustrating.
I mean, look how close the score is. Then you see these service errors.
Take a look at that again, and another timeout here. Hopefully to freeze the server. Let's check in on one of the teams.
Kailangan ready. Tayo yung mga, ang gagawin lang natin, magandang receive. Pagka maganda receive, magtiwala ka sa mga spikers mo. Sino spikers mo? Oh, gawa ng paraan.
O, cover kami.
Diba, bakil?
Opo, coach.
Ha? Yun lang, kailangan natin mga puntos, tapos laban na tayo dun sa dalawa. Liwanag, kumi tayo.
Pre, go cover ako. Paluin nyo, boys.
Cover, effort lang.
Hey!
Ilalaban, RB.
24-23. And it is gut check time for both NU and Santa Rosa here in set number 2. NU hungry for this one, trying to even it all up at one set apiece. Santa Rosa, well, trying to avoid that and hopefully go 2-0 up and really pile on the pressure on NU. Abanilla here on the service line for NU.
Well, interesting enough here. NU needs a good serve.
Yep.
But then, Santa Rosa has been struggling with their first ball. Oh, chance NU.
Here it is for NU. Bandola.
Whoa.
Off speed, no good. Montemayor has to adjust. It's still alive here at the heart.
Oh! Smart thinking by Adar. Oh my goodness.
Bakil able to get to that. Look at the connection here. As setting that just low enough. Just at the right time, right height. And we're all tied up, extended frame here. NU, what can they do? Overpass there, and the ball will go overreaching against NU.
Yeah, we did see the ball cross the airspace of Santa Rosa. What a time for that overpass on the side of NU. Yeah.
Take a look at that there, and easy call to make. So, Santa Rosa, can they go 2-0 up? They go back to Bandola.
Good pass.
Quesada.
Oh!
Still alive here. Two bodies hitting each other. Bandola trying to send that across. Oh, but Quesada is there to shut the door once more.
What a huge play at the side of Quesada.
Let's take a look at that again. It felt like a 50-50.
Yeah, it's an overset, obviously.
And there it is. Quesada getting the point there and getting the set here. What a comeback there for Santa Rosa as 26-24 in favor of the Lions against NU. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the 2023 Spikers Turf Open Conference. And yep, don't adjust your screens 26-24, 26-24 in both frames. But this time, it felt like a bit of a comeback here for the Santa Rosa City Lions, who admittedly, they felt like they were down for the count when it was 15-11. But then they took charge all of a sudden in the middle of set number 2 and did enough to survive an NU team that looked like they were going to win set number 2 again.
Well, you know, identical scores, the first and the second set. We did say both teams are evenly matched, and you said it. You know, we saw it in the first set, and even the second set, even as you said it, it looked like NU had control, but Santa Rosa kept roaring back, and it was you know, a battle of spurts there in the second set. But in the end, you know, Santa Rosa just maintained enough composure. We always say a little bit more mature to end that game. Look at that. Look at the numbers. Attacks right now. Santa Rosa 14 as compared to 9. Blocking went NU's way. So it kind of negates each other. Opponent's errors still. You know, the weakness or the weaknesses of both teams really. Errors 10 in the first set, 10 each, now 9 each. And you kept saying, who can minimize those errors will have the upper hand.
Well, let's see if that'll be the case here when everything matters. You have one team fighting for survival, another one trying to end it. And what a way to get a hit there. Abdul opening his account here in set number 3.
Well, and you've got to realize, you know, what can you learn from the first 2 sets? You know, you're in the game. You can actually win the set, really. But you have to take control of the things you can, especially your errors.
Quesada. What a hit, but then what a dig as well.
Better dig.
Quesada again. Oh, and what a block. Bolos and Abdul combining there.
Well, Quesada's mistake, he went for the similar angle. Tagibolos already knew his tendency and covered the cross.
I've never seen a hit as well covered there. The anticipation was just on point coming from the NU squad. We go back to Quesada. Quesada tried something different, but then unable to get that in.
Well, that's been the story of Quesada. We know what he can do. You know, he is a very talented player, but he has ups and downs in this match. Right now, we see, you know, him struggling in terms of his offense.
Christian Floresca here on the service line as NU are off to a hot start here in set number 3. Quesada got that off the hands of the blockers. Abdul couldn't get the point back.
Ooh.
Right idea, not the execution they wanted though.
They kind of forced that set, trying to change things up. Wasn't the greatest of pass.
Let's take a look at that again. So again, this hot start here for NU will give them hope. But then if you're Santa Rosa, right now you have to be wondering if you're having flashbacks to their last game when they were up 2-0 against Iloilo and end up losing the next 3.
Oh, what a substitution there, Montemayor. Instant offense. But yeah, I mean, Santa Rosa's got to realize you don't want to go through that nightmare of a game against the Navigators, losing it in 5 sets. So you want to end it here in 3.
Floresca set up to Abdul on the other end. Kept alive, barely. Ball almost found the hole in the middle. And kept alive here. Great hustle from Santa Rosa. Montemayor getting that across. Abdul tried to get the angle and he was frustrated that he couldn't get it across.
Well, a bit of a, you know, helter-skelter volleyball in that play for both teams for that matter, and it ended in an error.
It's funny because had that been an older team, it might have ended earlier, but then since they're so young, they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
And scoring at the net here, Santa Rosa all of a sudden just down by 1.
Overpass once again on the side of NU. Look at that.
It was a 4-0 start here for NU, and now coming back roaring here, Santa Rosa with Adahar, 9 extra sets to his name. Getting the serve in. Floresca going to the wing to Abdul. Abdul blocked. And then the follow from Tagibolos was on point.
It was just smart. You know, he stayed with the ball. After the block, he knew it was hittable. Look at this, just aggressive at the net. Santa Rosa is like, why is the Tagibolos all alone there?
Another miscue there as Bakil unable to get to it.
Well, it's now a 3-point cushion for NU.
Again.
Miscues on the side of Santa Rosa. Oh,
But then Abanilla sends it right back, sends a point right back. So, if you're Santa Rosa and you know that you're 2-0 up, I wonder what the coaching staff has taught these kids over between their last game to try and take care of business better. Oh, and that'll be an ace. What a hit there. Just a 1-point lead here for NU.
well, you know, so far, at least what we saw in the second set, I think they're in a better place in terms of, you know, their mindset, because they were down. Easily, they could have, you know, just given that set to NU, but they came, you know, fighting back, and they won. That's a good sign on where they are, you know, psychologically.
Floresca with the setup, and Taquibolos has been towing this NU team here in the third frame.
You can see the drops are working for NU. Why not go to that? Obviously, when they see that it's at the net, talking about Santa Rosa, they freeze.
Yeah.
A couple of times we thought that. So NU, that could be an option.
Bo able to get that point. And all of a sudden, just a 1-point lead here. Santa Rosa, nightmare start here to the frame. Have by hook or by crook clawed their way back into contention here.
Well, they get the point, but you know the approach was more fierce than the hit.
And the finish, yeah.
But they get the point.
And they all tied up now, 7-all. As Santa Rosa and NU are knotted up. Let's take a look at that again.
Yeah, clear.
Again, thankfully we have the replay monitors to show us those angles. Ooh, but what an answer to send us to our first technical timeout here as NU have the lead 8-7, and what a way to do it. Let's take a look at that again. Just so quick, so hard, so strong, nothing that they could do about it. We'll be right back.
Arena for your 2023 Speckers Turf Open Conference. My name is Mika Abesamis. Now, we have been talking about Mac Bandola and how he has been one of the best players for NU, and you know, some of the improvements he noticed from his performance are hindi na raw siya gigil at natataranta on court. He is able to balance his skills and his mindset at this point. One thing he has to watch out for though is his eagerness for conditioning. He did a 100-kilo deadlift recently and has been feeling pain on his waist. He said from now on, hinay-hinay muna. He knows what he can do for this team, but he also needs to enjoy. Pao na rin.
Thank you very much, Mika. 100-kilo deadlift. Mabigat yan, And of course, the pain on the waist. Hopefully, everything is okay. That it won't result in anything else as a point there goes NU's way. So take a look at that again. And I think what I found most interesting about that report, Noreen, was the fact that hindi na siya as gigil talking about Mac Bandola. And he knew that that was a part of the problem. And it's a maturity thing, absolutely.
But, you know, what I love also about the report is you see the effort that these kids put. You know, they want that 100-kilo whatever.
Yeah.
And you know they do more.
Yeah. And he identified the mental issue and he dealt with it. As NU now lead by 2 here, courtesy of the hit from Abdul.
Wait, look at this once again from the bite.
The lefty hitter.
So he's a lefty.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's been doing that quite a lot. What a serve there from Bandola. Centeno saving that, looking for Yoyo Mendoza, who could only send it across. On the back row, Abdul hit the tape and doesn't go across.
Well, it was a mistimed approach, obviously. But again, you know, so far here in the third set, no team can pull away because you can see the errors here and there. That just really or completely stops any team's ability to get a run.
Lyric Mendoza sends that across. Yoyong Mendoza that time.
Oh.
Bandola had to save it. Just found a way to send the free ball the other way. Yoyong, not that time. Just a push and just a bit too strong there coming from Adaha.
You can see the coverage after that. Very, you know, they're not in their element. They're not talking. Bit of a scramble there, and that's the way to end it, really, coming off a scramble play.
11-9 here, and you have had trouble keeping the lead in this game so far. And Ordiales unable to keep that in too. So just a 1-point lead.
So it's actually the same, you know, they get a point, they give a point. So that's why we're really close at 11.
That's where we are, why we are where we are. As Yoyong Mendoza from Mekawayan, Bulacan. With the serve. Barely kept alive there as NU have to give the free ball away.
Oh, overpass.
And we talk about comedy of errors. That's what's been happening again. But that was picture perfect.
I mean, the blockers were there, but Montemayor just soared for that. Goes to show the talent of this player. Look at that, blockers are there.
As Montemayor, sure he enjoyed that one.
As did we.
Yes, we did. They did not enjoy that though.
Another error after getting a point. I mean, we're singing the same song for the past couple of points. But I feel, you know, Young Mendoza has been checked by NU, so his game is not his normal explosive game.
Montemayor. Well, he's been feeling it here. Montemayor again.
Oh,
he just punched it across.
Such a smart hit. Smart.
He just found a way to do it. Let's take a look at that again. Please explain what that was.
No, actually, he wasn't really comfortable with that set, so he wanted to hit it off the blockers. And then you saw that. That's why his follow-through's upward, but then the net violation.
Point will go Santa Rosa's way as they all of a sudden they have the lead. You know, just more Montemayor. Before the tournament, we have them fill out this info sheets here to give us a bit of their background. And he says his greatest achievement in volleyball is to play in a high volleyball tournament like this. And son, you're not just playing in it, you are shining in it here so far. And you, though, with a challenge, let's see if they have the right call here, because honestly Santa Rosa have been doing a much better job with the challenges so far.
Yeah, the challenge is ball in, ball out. But remember, we were introduced to Montemayor last conference of Spikers Turf.
Yeah, we were. As we take a look at this, and ooh, that's clearly in though.
Yeah, successful challenge for NU.
Yep. So NU will take the point and the lead here, 13-12 in favor of NU. Against Santa Rosa. Of course, Santa Rosa saying that, you know, 1 point, no big deal. They've already caught up. Down by 4, down by 5. So let's see whether or not they can do it again.
Yeah, but you know, talking about Montemayor, when we were introduced to him last conference, I think he was playing for VNS.
Yeah.
He was already so impressive. I'm actually surprised that he's often coming off the bench.
You know, he has a lot of pop in his step, in his jump. But if we take a look at this again, not enough pop or jump in that one.
But Tagibulos was all over that.
Yes, he was. And he was all over that too.
Yep. Being aggressive at the net, Santa Rosa with their overpasses.
Santa Rosa down by 3 right now. Remember, they did climb back and they just managed to get themselves in these types of holes again.
Better serve. Oh.
And better blocking. Abdul and Tacobolos, the duo right there to just shut it down. As we take a look at that again, this will send us to our second technical timeout, 16-12 in favor of NU. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching the Spiker Serve 2023 Open Conference, and a good one here so far between NU and Santa Rosa. NU down 2-0, but they now lead Santa Rosa by 4, 16-12 here in set number 3.
Well, obviously 4 is comfortable, but if you watch the first set and the second set, no lead is safe.
The push by Book results in the point. No lead is safe, almost on cue. We take a look at that again. Book will just lift it over the two blockers. They have been going for more of power hits recently in the past few attempts, but that time mixing things up.
But you like the way Agahar actually saved that ball. It did not touch the net.
Off the second technical timeout, 2 straight points here for Santa Rosa.
Well, Mendoza, after being called from the bench, just stayed because he played well for Coach Lirio.
You know, you talk about magic bunot for, you know, in some sports, and he definitely is one here.
Oh, good save.
Still alive here. Book got that across. Looking for Abdul. Abdul had to adjust to get to it. Better defense there. Mendoza setting that up. Off the blockers, kept alive. Who do they look for here? Bandola will try to end it. Off speed, now a lot of power. And Mendoza once again getting the point. He has been so big off the bench.
But you really like the way Santa Rosa just kept keeping that ball alive. Actually, even NU. But that last connection, really, Mendoza just brushing it off the blockers. But you like how aggressive they are in terms of defense.
Bakil with the serve. Torresca setting that up.
Oh, good save.
Kept alive again. Ball. All tied up at 16 all. Did we not say that no lead is safe?
After, you know, going to the second technical timeout down by 4. Boy, 4 straight. Yeah, no lead is safe.
This feels like almost a mirror image of what we saw in set number 2. Does NU have the mental fortitude to weather this one, though? Oh my goodness. Book has been on a tear.
Yeah, he has been carrying Santa Rosa. I mean, down by 4, he's like slowly tugging the team, and now they have a 1-point lead.
And Santa Rosa, can they keep on riding this momentum, or can NU finally find a way to put some eyes on it? Oh, Mendoza, Lyric Mendoza at that time, all smiles, and you can see why. Timeout here for NU, and why not? Because Santa Rosa are off to the races. Let's listen in.
Di ba yung ano ba yung neighbors natin pag kayo nga po yun? Di ba pag trouble kayo kukuha? Oh. Ha? Go, dalawa lang yan. Pabaya tayo eh. Di tayo maka-opensa. Ha? Isang receive lang. Hoy, tatlo naman spider nila. Ba't kalilito pa kayo? Ha? Huwag galawin mo. Maximize mo yung mga.
Well, it's just 2 points away. But then for NU, the frustration is that they were up by 4 just a moment ago. And so far, it's been all Santa Rosa since the second technical timeout. We went to the second technical timeout with NU up 16-12, and now Santa Rosa are up by 2 with NU yet to score.
And you know, if you're NU, you would have hoped really that you learned from what happened in the second set. I mean, it's not yet over. You're just down by 2, but you need to stop right here.
Bandola.
Oh, good save.
Well, really, Santa Rosa doing everything right defensively. Book sending that free here. What can NU come up with? Still alive. Book. And Book has been a man on a mission.
He has been, but you also have to give credit to Young Mendoza. You know, they're just using every part of their body trying to keep the ball in play. 1 hand, 2 hands. If they can use their feet, you know, they would. That's how committed they are to keeping that ball alive. Oh, what a serve.
Goretzka with the setup, and that one finally ends the drought here for NU. So it was a 7-0 run before that point there for NU.
That was a long drought.
Yep. They needed that one, but let's see whether or not the points can come in bunches because they need it. Talking about NU.
Well, that's a good serve. That's a good start. Oh.
And that's an even better hit from Montemayor, the man that we expected started the season to have a bit more of a contribution, is showing us why we thought that.
But then you love the substitutions of Coach Lirio.
Yeah.
Really? I mean, they're the ones that made all the difference in this match.
Right moves, right times for Coach Lirio. Just getting that in between the blockers, the 2 Mendozas. Mendoza squared apparently doesn't amount to much.
Well, Abdul just enough power to get it through. I mean, these are good blockers. Talking about Mendoza squared.
Yes, sir. 2-point lead. I'm still in favor of Santa Rosa.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Book. Oh, my goodness. You can call him Ban Ban. That's what he says his nickname is. And hits like that should be banned. My goodness.
But then credit also, great setting. I mean, that combination play worked wonders, obviously, for Santa Rosa.
21-18.
Oh!
The good blocking combination, but then still alive, Bandola. And that time, Lyric Mendoza comes up with the right tune.
The heart just right now making the right decisions at the right time this time, going to Mendoza.
Well, Santa Rosa have been on a tear and NU call for time.
Oy, kapag ano ba, ano bang gagawin? Kapag medyo maganda receive, di ba tumiklap tayo? Diba? Sige lang. Layo pa yan, 4 lang naman yan. Layo pa naman yan. Ha? 1 stop lang. Pre, sipag lang. Sipag lang, pre! Sipag lang! Let's go! NU! Leaders!
NU volleyballers trying to hike themselves up here, going on against a Santa Rosa team who have just been flowing here so far. And right now, so many star guys here, but what about this guy, Ban Ban Book?
What about him?
I don't know. He's apparently not perfect because he sent us straight to the net.
Well, nerves setting in. You know, for Santa Rosa, it's closing time.
But remember, the Santa Rosa team did have a 2-0 lead last time around and they let that go. NU just down by 3 here, still very doable. Yoyong Mendoza unable to get that through, but Yoyong there again. The point will go the other way. Overreaching violation. And a timeout here for Santa Rosa, just leading by 2. Probably a bit over-eager, so this isn't it.
Mas madaling umatake. Okay? Boys, tara! Tayo! Yan!
Question now, can Santa Rosa keep their composure and not already assume that they've won things, because that could be a trap that opens a door here for NU.
That's a good question. I mean, that they need to prove, to themselves that they can perform during the end game.
Remember, the first 2 frames were extended sets. 24-26, tied up, but then Santa Rosa get a gift there courtesy of Bandola, sending us straight to the net.
I mean, that's a sorry error because Bandola has been served, not 100%, but he has been serving really well this entire match.
Lyric Mendoza, there on the service line as we see Coach Raymond there.
Oh, that was close.
That was very, very close.
But they won't contest. They won't contest.
Ordiales, well, we think it's close, but maybe they didn't think so because apparently their eyes are so much better than ours.
Yeah, true.
And that's an ace there, a much needed ace there for NU, but then this is where they're going to use their challenge. Ball in, ball out. The challenge immediately went up. And this is going to be an important one here, Noreen.
Yeah, crucial moments. But that was really close.
Yeah, that was probably as close as the other one. So I feel like they were just saving their challenges because for a moment like this, talking about Santa Rosa.
And of course, it's closer to their bench, so they have a better vantage point.
Yeah. Let's see whether or not they do have a point. Siyempre, katabi ko yung replay machine nila. And I can tell you right now, it is so close. It is so close.
A hairline.
Almost. But then, of course, if you're Santa Rosa, the question still is, can you close out the game? And can you close it out confident?
Okay, I'm curious because I know you saw it already.
Yeah, I know. May excite ka. Okay, here it is.
Ooh,
right? Take a look at that. It's out. Oh my, you can see there the line is still complete.
Yeah.
And the shadow of the ball, how eagle-eyed do you have to be to get that in?
If you zoom in more on that, you'll
see
you'll appreciate the call. We gotta compliment Santa Rosa for the challenges today.
2020 vision. My goodness, even better. What's better than 2020? Basta perfect siya.
Bionic.
Bionic eyes.
Match point.
Loresca with the setup, still alive. They go to Abdul. Net touch.
Okay. One match point saved for NU.
Can they hold on? How about NU? There's a clear view of that net touch. On the service line here, Floresca for NU to keep them alive. Santa Rosa in match point.
Well, that's a good serve.
Bakil couldn't get that through. The blocking does its job, but it's still alive here. Who do they turn to? They go to the wing.
Oh!
And that goes out. And no challenge goes up as well. Or will it? No, it will not. So that will do it. The Santa Rosa sweeps NU 25-22. Another look at that hit. And that was close to the line, but definitely out based on our vantage point at least. Santa Rosa with the sweep, taking down NU.
Well, I was looking actually at the reaction, and when he was like, okay, it's out, then you know that there's no more challenge. But yeah, I mean, the match was really close. 26-24, 26-24, 25-22. So it was a good game. We did say that both teams are young, they played well, but one team has to prevail.
And you know what? We're going to find out more about the Santa Rosa team when we return, so don't go away.
the Paco Arena for your 2023 Spikers Turf Open Conference. My name is Mika Abesames and I am with the best player of this match na si Banban Bonok. Banban, una-una congratulations sa'yo. Alam mo, nakita ko yung ngiti ni Coach Edu nung third set. Doon ka ba humugot ng lakas ng loob?
Sa tubo niyan, doon talaga. Kasi po, parang sinasabi niya po na during the end game, parang nawawalan kami ng gana. And then parang doon kami nag-iisip na kaya namin to, parang gusto namin manalo pag end game na.
Okay, alam mo, nakwento sa akin ni Coach Edu na hindi na daw talaga siya tumitingin sa standings. Ang gusto na lang niya ay marami kayong matutunan mula sa conference na ito. Para sa'yo personally, anong natutunan mo dito?
Unang-una po talaga is yung experience talaga dito sa conference. Lalo na first year lang po ako sa college and yun, parang malaking experience ito sa akin bilang player.
Maraming salamat sa'yo and congratulations once again. That was the best player of this match na si Banban Bonok. Balik sa inyo, Pao and Noreen.
Salamat Mika, as a Banban Bonok able to really tow this Santa Rosa team, especially in that third set, 25-22. Pero alam mo, Noreen, we are talking about how this was a sweep, but based on the score and based on what we've seen here, it was a tight matchup.
And I like, what Banban Bonok was saying at that time. Really, he said that they would learn. That's the most important thing. They're here not looking at the standings. They're learning. It's a learning experience, and they're learning from every set, from every match. And they brought it into today's game. It was close. They had close moments that they could have lost the set, but because they learned, they maintained enough composure. I mean, Santa Rosa just is looking good, and Bonok is just first-year college. I mean, how many more good years of volleyball does he have?
Alam mo, natrauma na ata siya from that last game that they had where they were up 2-0 and still lost it. But this time, not that. Take a look at set 3 stats here, and I think what stands out here is that the errors are still there, but then Santa Rosa doing just enough, especially in the attacking department.
Yeah. I mean, for both teams, really, that's one thing they have to learn, In a 3-set match, and close to averaging 10 errors. So is Santa Rosa. These are the things that you want to learn. You want to minimize and check in your future games.
And of course, with Santa Rosa taking the win, they're still in the hunt here for a spot in the playoffs. Other result needs to go their way, and they need to sweep the rest of their contest. But then, let's go here and talk about one of the teams that are definitely going to make it. The Navigators Iloilo will go up against Imus right up next at 5:30. Still here at the Paco Arena. Thank you very much for joining us here over on One Sports. I'm Paolo De Rosario, joined by Noreen Go. Mika Abesames is our courtside reporter. We'll see you again for the next one.